morning, great morning to be exact, grand rising, and good morning, good morning, good morning. Well, this is hump day, and it is important for us to be able to identify some of the things that we have been able to accomplish in 2 days. A lot of people look at what they haven't been able to accomplish. Today we're going to be talking about what you can accomplish, what you have accomplished, and to think back on that for a second. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Coach Shay Samuels. I'm the owner and the founder, president of Let's Talk Business Consulting Group, LLC, Let's Talk Business Consulting Strategy and Coaching Group, LLC. And our company helps to bring your purpose to full fruition. And we use that by a number of different avenues. You can find that on our Let's Talk Business page on the YouTube platform and on Facebook at Let's Talk Business as well. But this morning, I'm here to talk about you being qualified for the call. A lot of times we don't realize that we've been qualified and we're waiting for others to qualify us. But can I tell you that you have possibly been working the position before you even get it? And the reason why you would be considered is because you already had the talent on the inside of you. And so this is something that I want people to be able to get and understand, get an understanding of, because I'm going to tell y'all the truth. It happened with me a long time ago, back in 2008. If you can stay for a while and listen to this story, I believe that it'll touch you right where you are, but will also give you the motivation to move forward, because a lot of times we feel stuck, we feel stagnant, we feel like we can't move, we feel like, people are keeping us down, and we get bitter over that kind of stuff. So I need you to stay with me for a second, stay with me to the end. If you have not liked or subscribed to this page, I dare you to do it today. There's so many different nuggets that come out of this page every day, from business to motivational inspiration. You just never know, because that's what how I am geared to give everyone what they need. So stay tuned, stay to the end. Make sure you share this to and with people who need to understand that they are qualified for the call. You can catch other videos if you like, but I'm talking about the qualification of the call today. Back in 2008, when I first moved to Atlanta, Georgia, I came here as a professional R&B old school singer. And in the tri-state area where I'm from, the band that I was with was prominently known, and we did shows just about every weekend in convention centers, and background vocalists and soloists and all kinds of stuff, and we had fun doing it. And when I moved to Atlanta, Georgia, I ended up getting connected with the church. And there was one thing that I know, that the people I was singing with at the time, they did not train me well. When I liked the part, let me tell you guys, I just sang that part. If it was an alto, I just did an alto. If it was a soprano, I just did a soprano. If it was a tenor, I would do my best to do it. I did whatever part I liked. So there was no accountability there at all. The foundation is that I was able to sing. And so when I moved here in 2008, I found a church home, and that church had a praise and worship team. Can I tell y'all, I didn't even know that in 2008 that choirs had turned into praise and worship, because I hadn't been in church for a long time. But when I moved here to Georgia, I said the one thing I wanted to do was start going to church. I had 2 young kids. I had just gotten married. And I was like, I want to go to church. I want them to raise them in this foundation of the church. And so there I was introduced at that time to a praise and worship team. And the difference between the choir and the praise and worship team is that the praise and worship team was few in number. Anyway, so I ended up trying to join the praise and worship team just because I could sing, you guys. Just because I could sing. And when I got there, I was made to feel like I couldn't. Listen, we are talking about, you have been qualified for the call today. How many times have you done something, auditioned for something? How many times have you been told that you're not qualified for something, but you know what your talent is? You know what your gift is. And so for months after auditioning for this praise and worship team, I didn't feel like I fit in. So what I would do, y'all, I would go home and I would put on my Shaka Khan, my Mary J. Blige, my In Vogue. I would put them on and then I would say, I still got it. Listen to me. I would say, I still got it. I would go to praise and worship rehearsal and come home beat up, battered, bruised. I'm talking, my mental state was wrong. My heart, everything about it was off because I was told that I couldn't. They questioned me a lot about, why do you sound this way? How come you're dancing this way? How come this happens this way? Why does your voice shake that way? And if it were up to them, listen, I would have been damaged goods. But can I tell y'all that I had figured it out? I was qualified for the call. Only a few years later, I began to think about my gift, and I said I knew who I was when I was in the world doing this music. And I don't mean like just in the world, worldly music. I just mean it wasn't in the church, okay? And so I said, I knew who I was then. What happened? When I tapped into my qualifications, I realized that I was qualified for the job. So I decided I'm going to go ahead and step out on faith, and I'm going to use my gift, and I'm going to use that talent, and I'm going to gift people. And I'm talking for a whole year. I just went out and I started singing, and people started booking, and then I started getting on radio. Radio turned into a single turned into interviews turned into TV personality. Listen to what I'm saying to y'all. TV personality turned into radio personality. Radio personality turned into a book. Listen to me when I tell you that you are qualified for the call. Listen when I tell you that you are qualified for the call. I have a song entitled Believe in Yourself, and it says, don't let nobody tell you that you can't when you can. You may not be right for that situation, but can I tell you that there's a situation out there that is right for you? So I'm going to tell you right now, I don't care if you are at a job, I don't care if you're in a ministry, I don't care if you were just individually saying, this is something I've been wanting to do and I just can't do it because I haven't been qualified. You've been qualified for the call. In the workplace, we have a thing called a resume. A CV, you guys know what this is. And what qualifies you is what you put down on paper. And what disqualifies you also is what's not on that. I encourage you today to write out a personal resume. And how can you look at that you are qualified? Maybe this person won't hire you. Maybe this person won't give you an opportunity. Maybe this person don't see your qualifications specifically for what they are looking for, but you have been qualified for the call. It's unfortunate that a lot of people have been told that they don't qualify, and you stop right there. And you start thinking about how you could have done this, you could have done that. You still can be, because you have been qualified for the call. In our workplace, I have this thing called transferable trades. You guys are going to have to take this workshop with me, because this workshop shows you what you've been doing and how to turn it into something. I will give you an example. I worked with a young lady years ago, and I started to develop. She didn't have the skill set for what I hired her for, but I said, don't believe me, just watch me. I can train you if you are pliable, flexible, and coachable for me to do this. I can train you on what we do. And when I train you, it'll be just like you were groomed or you were made to do this. But you have to trust the process. And so when she came in, everything was foreign to her. It's supposed to be. But she followed the process. And when she followed the process, she began getting letters from the president and CEOs of the company because she was able to do the work that I trained her to do. Another person didn't even understand the work that she was doing. She was just doing it. But when I gave it to her, she went from making $25,000 a year working a Target job, and then coming where we were making almost $73,000 a year. Not even in my environment. I groomed her for growth. So what that tells me is that you guys have to understand what's really on the inside of you already. That's another teaching that we do in our spiritual coaching. Listen, we are a one-stop training development company that helps you personally to develop in your career and in your professional and your personal life. I'm telling you today that you're qualified for the call. I want you to share this with somebody today. Somebody that was about to give up. Somebody that felt like, listen, I've been told I don't qualify so many times, I just don't even feel like doing it anymore. You're going to have to dig deep on this one. You're going to have to dig deep on this one. You're going to have to dig so deep that you begin to say, oh my God, I did this in first grade. That's how deep you have to go. That's how deep you have to go. All right? So listen, you have been qualified for the call. Just because someone else told you you weren't qualified does not mean that you're not qualified. You've been qualified for the call. So again, we have two classes. One is the transferable trades that will teach you how to utilize these trades that you've had over years, how to utilize those and how to make sure that you can do what you want to do with them, need to do with them, and get to the point where you start understanding your own qualifications. Don't let anybody tell you that you can't. All right? Guys, I want to say thank you. Thank you so much. Share this information. I don't know how you will find this video, but once you find it, listen to it, take heed to it. Tell yourself, I've been qualified for the call. Tell yourself that. I have been qualified for the call. Even when you go for promotions at work and they say you're not qualified, say, I've been qualified for the call. It may not be for here, but I've been qualified. And because I've been qualified, I know that somewhere I will be accepted. I know somewhere my talents will be accepted, but I have been qualified for the call. All right, y'all. Love you guys. Coach Shay, make sure y'all connect with us at letstalkbusiness.vanza.com. Also on Facebook at Let's Talk Business. And my personal page, Shay Samuels, where you will find all the music. You'll find that on the YouTube page as well. If someone has shared this with you, they love you. And they wanted to remind you that you've been qualified for the call.